Hello, hello. How goes the battle, people? Did you miss me? I missed you. It's been like forever since we chatted. Hello, hello, Linda, Kathy, Ann. So Ann or Annie? You know what? I'm probably never going to remember, and I apologize, because my middle name is Ann, and it's A-N-N, so not with an E. So I don't know if it's call you Ann or Annie, and I always forget, and I'm sorry. I'm a brain farter. But there we go. Sassalette, Carol, Barbara, Tanya, Amy, Donna Faye. Thank you very much. Glad you're here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're hanging out today. Yeah, it's starting. Yay, we're here. Just Ann. Okay, I'm sorry, Ann Hayward. I think I've called you Annie, and I've apologized. There's a couple of you in the channel. Anna, Ann, Annie. I'm an Ann, so not with an E. So, but I do enjoy the show that on Netflix that says Ann with an E. I do enjoy that little redheaded kid. She kind of reminds me of me. Hello. Thank you for sharing with me. I really hope I remember, because I really don't want to forget. Hello, hello. Hello, Linda. Happy here. Don't mind as long as it's nothing. Oh, never. Not out of my mouth. No. That's not happening. Nope. So what we have going on here today is I found a very cute pattern from, hold on, maybe need me old lady specs here. allsewingup.co.uk. So it's a UK pattern. We're trying to highlight people from all over the world and what they work on, and enjoy maybe their ideas of what they have going on, but maybe implement it for something else. So I've implemented a little bit of my own pattern, but I'm making it this for Christmas ideas and gifts. So I've already given one away. Pam, who was here earlier, I'm not sure if she's gonna pop into the chat, but she was here just like about an hour and a bit ago, so not too far. And she cuddled with Clive and loved the Sophie, and everything was all good, so. And she brought me a few things, because she goes to the UK every year. And though she didn't know what we were working on today, so she didn't realize it was a UK project. And in one of the magazines she got, and she's thoroughly enjoyed this magazine. She's read it, and as absorbed whatever knowledge she can get from it, and has now gifted it on to me, so which I'm very grateful. It's called Patchwork and Quilting, issue 77, 2019. Sharing your passion for fabrics, mix and match fresh designs for busy quilters. And it's 16 projects, bright summer colors, and everything else. So I'm sure some of you, our UK friends, would recognize this magazine. And I'm going to be doing a few things in there coming the new year. I flipped through it for a little bit with Pop, and there was about 3 or 4 designs that we liked, and we're going to implement it into our scrappy collection for next year. And then also, not just that beautiful magazine she brought me a few little rulers and knicky knacks and pins, a very lovely heart-shaped pins. I've already used them. I think they're pinning this together here. Anyways, lovely little heart-shaped pins. They're so cute. I love them. So I put them in my pin cushion right away. She probably watched me do it. And 40 modern quilt blocks with a little flippy, oops, that's my phone. You probably watched that Twitter up there. And how to make them. Really easy, beautiful projects. And we're going to be doing them. We're going to do some of those. Yeah, I really like them. Oh, that's stunning. Like, come on now. Like, seriously? I would love. You have that magazine? Awesome. Awesome, Ann. Yeah, I've just been flipping through it and enjoying it while she had to go. Well, she knew we were streaming, and she was puttering home. So it says crosses, squares, triangles, and miscellaneous. So we're going to putter at a few things and experiment with a few things as we go along, since we have this beautiful magazine. And it's a free pattern, clearly, because they sent you a beautiful. You guys are so giving in the UK. Let me tell you, when you give a magazine, you give a magazine, and a heck of a lot more. So I know there was pins, and I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So thank you very much, Pam. I hope you're watching. Hope she made it home in time. It wasn't too long ago. Yeah, so we're gonna do that. And there's lots of really cute patterns. I really like this one. I know it kind of looks like hamburger buns. And that's when I saw it at first, I'm like, that looks like hamburger buns. But it's really not. It's gonna be very pretty, and I think we're gonna do that one. It's got a little bit of a curvature to it, a little bit of a challenge, which I like. Gotta hone the skills, baby. Gotta hone the skills. And there's a bunch of other fun projects in here that we can mix and match. So you'll see some of those next year for 2020 on our little mix and match. You have that magazine. I'm so happy you have that magazine. Okay, so what we've got going on here, just to review, is allsewingup.co.uk, and it's an iPad stand for main panel cut 4. For some reason, my printer printed it out this size. So when I went to go do it, it was very tiny. So I kind of made my own, but adapted to what they had for design idea, but just made it a little bit bigger than what my printer was printing out. So what I came up with is a triangle that is 6 1/4 on all 3 sides. That's how you make your triangle. And then from there, you're going to need a base square of 6 inches by 6 inches, and then from there you're going to need a place that holds your beads or your sand or your rocks or whatever. I've got poly beads in here that I use for weighted blankets, a big bag here, so you'll see that, nice big bag. And I tried to adapt the pattern a little bit to see whether it would fit more of a narrow pouch or a long pouch, you know what, just kind of tweaking and twittering it, because my friend Angie, just one more book to read, you guys have known her, she did the whole big birthday bash with me 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago now, and when I chat with her, we always video chat. Same with my nieces and my mom and everything else. So I've been able, nice be able not to have to hold my phone all the time to be able to chat. So I can just flip this, put that in there, and be able to chit chat with everybody as I'm working away, not having to hold my phone, sort of thing. So I can't wait for that. That's for sure. Okay. Oops. There we go. Well, clearly you know what time it is. Nonetheless, that's my phone. So, very cute idea. You can adapt it here, there. Apparently somebody's here. All right. Love the live stream. I apologize. Sorry, I didn't know. Sorry. It was my neighbor literally across the way, and I crossed her. I'm not, you know what, I never want to ask because I don't know if whether they're grandkids or they're her kids, whatever, to each their own. But she literally brought me some bunch of tomatoes and some cilantro and everything else. She says, hi, this is from Sheila. Hope you enjoy. And then she says her address. Just in case I guess it wasn't here. So, isn't that nice? She says a bunch of little peppers too and stuff like that. So I can't have the peppers, but I'll be sure to share them with other people. But lovely tomatoes. Isn't that nice? So thank you. She doesn't know I do videos for YouTube. She's like, what? I don't think they know what internet is, to tell you the truth. But it's salsa time. You got that right, Betty. Oh, I love it. So thank you. A big bag of goodies. Sophie's all into it. She's like, what's going on, baby? Want to say hi? Want to say hi to peeps? Come here. Lots of room for you. Nothing in the way for you. Come here. There we go. There's Sophie Lofi. There's Sophie Lofi. Sorry about that. I wasn't expecting anybody, so, you know, it just happens. There we go. Hi, baby. Her paw is doing much better. It was this one here. As you can tell, she's kind of favoring it just a little bit. But she's doing much better. We were playing with the Frisbee for about a half an hour before the stream. Just kind of, you know, but not like gung-ho playing, just having some fun playing. So thank you, Donna Faye. She says hello, Sophie. Okay, so what we have going on here is clearly little cell phone or tablet or iPads or iPods or whatever the heck you got going on. I like it in the triangle shape because I feel like it disperses the heat a little bit from the object. If I knew where my tablet was, I'd prop it up on this, and hopefully it would help. But you may have to fill it up a little bit taller if it's not just your cell phone sort of thing. So, we love it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she is getting better. She didn't, like, I don't force her to play. So I kind of wait for her to tell me she wants to play, and then I'm more than willing to play with her, like, until the sky is blue and the sunset sort of thing. I'm all happy to play. But I don't want to push her. So yeah. So I adapted a little bit. This is a little bit smaller. I realized it actually kind of doesn't work the way I was thinking it would. You can still prop your phone on and be able to talk and watch video or entertain the munchkins with a headset in it, sort of thing. And they're not having to hold their hands. Or they can watch a video about drawing or arts or crafts or whatever like that and still have their hands free to be able to do that via, this sort of system. So my girls were at the vet on Monday, have their teeth cleaned. Both came home with teeth in a tub. Oh, yee. They pulled them out? Yikes. Live stream for Mom and Papa watched FQS. What is FQS, Donna Faye? Sorry. Hello, April. Happy you're here. We didn't want to do this like as a short show, so hopefully you're all right to hang out for a little bit. I was going to make two. of these. I already gave one away. And I'm going to make one for each of my nieces, and one for each of my sisters, and one for Munchkin, and one for Pop, and one for myself, and a couple for more people's. So I'm going to make a few, but I'm going to make today two. I'm going to make two today. I'm happy you're here too, April. It's been a while since we've seen you. Hello, Melinda. FQS Fat Quarter Shop. Oh, is that the one that? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Pulled two and Luna and fell out. Oh no. Yikes. That's not good. They are very, well, they substitute a hand, really. And I really noticed it more so since I've been talking with my niece, Victoria, and because, I want to see them. They're in Calgary. I don't get to see them a lot, so I want to FaceTime. Whenever we can, I want to FaceTime. I don't mind talking to somebody locally that I'm going to see in a few minutes, but when I don't get to see you, I want to FaceTime. And then the other day, it was like an hour and a half, and I kept switching the hand and the phone. It was like and I thought, oh my gosh, I really need something to prop this up on so I can, you know, do a few things and still talk and chat with my niece. So it's like, oh my goodness, I need to make something. So here we go. And I've seen, hello Lois, and I've seen Munchkin when he gets back from school. He must have watched one of his streams or his Twitchers or whatever he wants to watch, or a podcast or whatever. And he'll, you know, prop it up against something of a plate and a bowl or whatever on the counter. And I'm like, yeah, we can make him something. So I think this one's going to be for him. When he gets home, he'll be quite surprised. He'll be home, maybe not within the live stream. You never know. It's still about another hour and about 15 minutes before he gets home, or more so, depending on traffic. So I think that'll be nice for him too. So he doesn't have to hold his phone or prop it up or against anything. He can actually have his own little thing. So that'll be his. I think so. And what I put in here is poly pellets. And then there's just regular old batting in between here. And for the bottom, I had a bag, literally a bag full of samples from the drapery, carpet, upholstery place in town. They give me their samples and bits. And I made one out of that. And I was just like, we can make more. I mean, we certainly can. So they're just gotta cut your bits. There's some that's like a bit of a faux leather, or it's leather. You could use those. There's smaller bits like this. You know, that's kind of, it is that little bit of a faux leather. You might maybe, like, I haven't figured out what quite I want to do with that. I think I'll make a nice bag actually. So maybe piecing on those all together and just doing a fun quilt all over it. So, you know, reduce, reuse, recycle. So I'm trying to do the best we can. So if you can, do a tougher bottom, like I did on this one with that drape, or denim. Denim was suggested in the pattern. This one I just did cloth. I just wanted to show you what it would be, the difference in between. So I just actually pinned this one. I didn't actually sew it on that side, but I did finish sewing it up on this side. So no matter what, it would still work. So it's very light. You could, you know, almost play with it sort of thing. It wouldn't hurt anybody. But in the meantime, it definitely is a very useful purpose thing. When I've been following recipes, or I'm looking for a recipe and I put it on my phone, it would have been nice to have this in the kitchen to be able to prop this up so I can follow it and just kind of scroll down a little bit, either this way or that way, in the purpose of, you know, whether you're reading the recipe or watching the video or whatever, right? So yeah, either way works, right? So oops, but you know what I mean, jelly bean. So there we go. Okay, so we're just gonna make 2 more. That's what we're gonna do. So reduce, reuse, recycle. I have one? Oh, I had one here. There we go. Had one here already, which is some of this faux quilted fabric. You guys have seen some of this before. Check this out. You've seen it. So it's like a faux quilt, like a faux scrappy quilt, or it's just a whole print, that sort of thing. Hello, Lois. Hello, hello, hello. There we go. Yeah, so it has kind of faux stuff. So I got that one for one, and then oops, cut the trim there. And then for the other one, which I was going to keep for myself, was sewing machine fabric. And when you're trying to do something that's directional, because the one I gave to Pam was animal print. Where is it here? Oh, there we go. And they all face the same way. This fabric was donated, I believe, from Claudette, if I'm not mistaken. And I will do something with it one day, but I did make a cell phone holder and gave it to Pam. So when I laid it out, I made sure my triangle was set out in a way that each one, which way you flipped it, would be upright. So, and the one facing where the beanbag part was a nice big face of a lion. So, you know, if you can, try and, you know, schedule, this was out, this nice big cheetah, or you find something else in the fabric like the elephant or the giraffe, the zebra, you know, the parrot, whatever you know, whatever you want, you can highlight that one as the main triangle. So you do need 4, and yeah, so that turned out well. Hello, Sassalette. You was getting a drink. I wasn't sure if you were going to have internet. We were chatting really early this morning. Really early this morning. I was just waking up with me cup of tea. All right, so there's, and I used a bit of this drapery upholstery fabric that we have going on here as a square for the bottom. Okay, it kind of helped as a little bit of a non-slippy sort of thing going on. So I thought that would be kind of nice. So nobody's going to really see it anyway. So, and then this is the one piece for here. So you'll stitch a little bit, stitch another little bit, and then have a little channel for your beads or your couple of rocks or sand or whatever it is you're going to use. If you have a hard time trying to fill the channel, I'll show you as we're getting there. I put mine in a plastic baggie and then just kind of, you know, so it fell out into the little section with the little cut hole. So that's how I did that one, to try and fill some of the, maybe some of the smaller ones. But I just kind of tried to leave a big enough hole that I could get the funnel in, this funnel here. The tip of this funnel, the circular circumference of this funnel right here into the top of the bit, and then be able to fill it up a little bit. So, you know, whatever works for you, whatever you got to do, make sure you do it to make sure it happens, okay? So there we go. And be careful with these things. They get under the tires of your sewing machine chair, you're in big trouble. All right, so there we go. So what's everybody doing? We had such fun yesterday. Hello, Earlene, I like that. First time on this site. Well, thank you, glad you're here. What's going on? Where are you from? Yeah, actually, I was thinking that too. You could use a dowel if you don't have these poly pellets from somewhere, or you could use some of those clay beads that they've put for pie pastry shells to keep the pie pastry in its form while it's baking, like doing the pre-bake. There's buckwheat, there's walnut shells, there's lots of things you could use to give it a little bit of weight to it, right? That's okay. We're happy you're here, Nadine. I know you had to work. That's okay. No worries. It was beautiful, wasn't it? I loved it. I loved that QLV pattern. It was beautiful. Thank you so much to June for making that happen. All right, so we're going to build one, and then we'll cut another, and you'll see the progress, and we'll make it a fun little show, and we'll have some fun. So I did get the inspiration from allsewingup.co.uk, okay? And it's iPad. It says iPad, a stand, but it seems like it's way too small for an iPad pen. But I'm sure that's just the way I printed it out. Okay, so this one I don't have to worry so much about the pattern and whether it's upright or not. I just need to sew them together because it's that full little faux quilted pattern, okay? She's so naughty. She's good at heart. She's just a fun person. I said to Pop earlier this morning, I said, I can't wait to meet her. I can't wait to meet her. She's gonna be so much fun. All right, and then we'll put these two together. And she posted that little cute little video with her and her grandson. OMG. I just wanted to come hang out. I'm like, I'll get the tea ready and the snacks. We can just hang out and play. So what I did is I sewed 2 triangles together, and then from those 2 triangles, I am going to sew the 4. So I'm just going to lay them right on top. I find that gives me the best and precise point top going on here than ever I've tried between trying to get the other ones to line up as I was going like around in a corner, or like kind of clockwise or counterclockwise or whatever, right? So I found if I put 2 together, and then put those 2 to 2 together to come up right straight to the point right here. And then pivot, remove one of my beautiful little new heart-shaped pins. And come on straight down to the other side. That gives me my 4 triangles that help make the whole base of this, or top, I guess, whatever, to this project. Okay, so there. And then there we go. Isn't that beautiful? And we're just gonna stuff this with stuffins, okay? And then from this part here, we're gonna take this little, where we're gonna be able to put our beads into, or pellets, or whatever it is you got going on. I'm gonna sew up completely on one side. And then I'm just gonna sew just a little bit where I'm going to tuck it in between the triangle block and the base block on the other side, because I need a space to be able to load the beads. So I'm going to make sure it's big enough for my funnel to go in, which I know it will. Hold on, let me grab my funnel so you can see. Okay, grab my funnel. That's going to fit perfectly in there, so I'd be able to fill up my beads or my poly pellets. Okay, so being able to fill that up and give it a nice little section of weight to hold my phone, my iPad, my pod, my little baby tablet, whatever's got going on, because some of those phones nowadays are just the size of a tablet. So all right, so now we're just going to flip this right out, poke out our little wee little corners, kind of set this where it needs to be, as if it was going to be folded over, because we're going to have to hand stitch that, or if we're agility proficient, we will slip it underneath the machine to stitch it. So we'll see how that goes. And then when we lay out our triangles like these right here, because we need to start doing our base now, we need to attach that to one side. So we'll do a little sew, and then we'll attach our base like that, and as we go along, and then we'll stuff the back end and then flip it all right side out, and that's it. It's easy McPeasy. Isn't that cool? Oh, there's Pam. Yeah, she was here this morning. She was enjoying the love of the Mr. Clive and the Sophie Loafy. Yes, she was. And she brought me, I was talking about all your gifts you brought me. So if you didn't see the first part, hopefully you get a chance to rewatch it, Pam. So we're very excited for school to start on Tuesday. She's the crossing guard for the township of Erin at a stoplight section, and I am the crossing guard for Hillsburg in the highway. I just crossed two lanes of traffic, but it's still a highway. So. I would think you could also get the non-stick rubber like pads from the dollar store. Yeah, I put that underneath my sewing machine foot. That's a great idea for that too. Oh, bye Nadine, you leaving already? Bye Nadine, see you later. All right, we're just gonna sew some more. So now that we have that tucked in there, we don't have to worry about it because we're going to fill it with beads after we're finished. We want to make sure we're coming around on the other two sides and a little bit on each of the back end where we're going to turn it right side out and stuff it. We just want to make sure those corners are nicely formed like they are on this one, sort of. They kind of a little rounded, but you know what, you get the jibby. They just want to make sure they're nice and stitched, and then you can hand stitch the rest. So, but yeah, that was the first one. So it kind of reminded me of a little hat, didn't it? A little hat. A little jamming with your hat. Yeah, whatever. All right, let's just sew this. All right, okay, here, and then we'll sew this side. And then we'll sew just a little bit on each side because we want to stuff the back end. I figured the back end was easier. I think I did the side on the one I gave Pam. Or no, because this is the back end. So all sewing up. Hold on. All sewing up. www.allsewingup.co.uk. Hopefully that helps, Asalette. It's an iPad stand. Maybe if you have to do the search for that, maybe that would help too. Like, I don't know. It was a free pattern. I'm all out for free patterns, and I'm all out for trying to highlight other countries too in their crafts, as well as Canada and America. So I thought, oh, this was from the UK and it was free and it was a cute little pattern. I kind of adapted a little bit, but that's who I am. I'm sure it's just because I printed it out at the wrong size. That's all. So it's my mistake. It says an error. Okay, well, I shared the link with Pop, and he should be able to put it in the end of the video, or on the video, the descriptions and stuff. So here's hoping all gets sorted and you guys be able to find the free pattern from there. It's really cute, and I don't see why you can't use even just some, you know, random things around your house, even just a couple of print. Thanks, Glenda. It didn't print out that way. I tried to select stuff. It was very tiny. It was very tiny. So I kind of adapted something in between that would do a cell phone and a tablet. So, you know, but I do give credit to where credit is due. So this is where I got inspired from. All right, so here, oh, sorry, I apologize. Over here to the small camera, I'm just poking things out, the corners that need to be poked. So here's my top of my beautiful little, you know, cover. And then one of these ends here, nope, not that end, this end over here should be open. I'm going to fill that with beads, but not before I give a couple of little stitch lines on here to make sure that there's a channel. Like there's a channel here for your phone to sit in a nice little wedgie wedge so it sits up perfectly, okay? So that's the benefit of that little section there, okay? So let's go do that first. We'll do a little stitchy stitch down. Because you're just stabilizing the piece. It looks like I have to load a bobbin. I'm sorry. I will have to waste your time on loading bobbin. Let's see if we can finish this line first. Come here, you. I need to trim that. Yeah, had such fun yesterday. I was hanging out with you guys for 3.5 hours. I could see a day disappearing like nobody's business really fast. Sorry. All right, so you just want to give it a little bit of a channel, and then we're going to take open our little section here and fill up our little funnel and fill up this little section with beads, and then we're just going to whip stitch it closed, and then we're going to stuff this section here with batting. Sorry. With batting, and then whip stitch that closed. Okay, so let's do the beads first. Let's go over here, put the funnel up, right up into the hole. Okay, and then I buy them by the bag because I've done a lot of weighted blankets, and I've done a few weighted pin cushions and a few other little trinkets. So I buy these by the bag. And it's just poly pellets. Try and get the non-smelly types, because some you get some funky smells on and you do not want that. And just kind of poke it in, do a little shaky shake, and then slowly, spoonful by spoonful, you end up filling it up. But like I say, you can always use the bag if you don't have a funnel, or the slit is not big enough. You just have to poke it down every now and again with, a pencil or something like that. Okay, so that's almost full. I think we'll do a little bit more actually. I was gonna say that was enough, but it's not. It was a little bit shy. Okay, so put another, maybe 1.5 spoons in. Come on, come on. Tappity tap. Okay, there we go. All right, so it's almost full. You can tell it's just to the top where just I can either hand stitch or slip it under the machine. And I think I'll slip it under the machine, trying to keep those poly pellets all to the one side. Do not get those underneath your needle or you will seriously know it. Okay, so that seals up that end. Okay. Walnut shells, yeah, they would do too, but I'm terribly allergic to nuts, so I would not have those in my house, hence the poly pellets. And I have them left over from making weighted blankets, okay? So here's that one side done, all fun and, just enough. It's not too heavy, it's still movable. You can be able to flex your phone on it or your tablet, position it in a prop-up position where it's comfortable to sit in, and then you just take your little poly batting, which Munchkin bought me a big old bag. I think it was for Mother's Day. Premium high loft polyester fill, whatever you want to do. This is 64 ounces, but I've used some already, obviously. And then just take a few handfuls and fill it, but don't fill it like you're doing a stuffed animal. You just want enough to be able to prop up and hold your stuff, right? So, hello, Helly. How are you doing? Hello, Pat. Okay, thank you, Pat. Yeah, then someone else said that too, so thank you. But it didn't print out that way, and I could have, if it would given me the option to be able to print it out, but it didn't. So nonetheless, I adapted. But that was just me. So it's very cute, and I like it, and I'm still trying to promote it. Because I think it's a great idea, and I really like the design, especially the triangle, because it helps disperse the heat, whether the phone this way or the phone that way sort of thing. The triangle helps disperse the heat on the back end right here, right? So, that's important, because the phones kind of heat up as you're doing those talks and FaceTimes and watching videos and stuff like that. Okay, so then you just want to fold your raw edges in on both your top and your bottom, like one of your triangle edges. Just squish it up and then pin it, and then you just do some whip stitches with a needle and thread, and there you go, you got yourself another phone stand. Okay, so isn't that cool? I know. All right, so put that one over there, and we're gonna do another one. Let's put this over here. But this pops over there. That's actually pops spare phone, our old phones. Let's put this back in the bag. That over there. Our pattern pieces there, and here's our bottom for our next one, which is I've grabbed some of my sewing machine fabric. So this one's going to be for me, because it's some of my black, really fun sewing machine fabric. She's behaving. When is she misbehaving? How do I save this to use when I make one? I'm not sure what you mean, Erlene. The pattern should be below. You can always click on it if the link was provided, and then you can always save that. Okay? When you lay out your triangle, because you need the base is where you want it to be upright. So as you can see, where I have the sewing machines placed right here is upright. It's, top is up and bottom is down. And I put the base of the triangle there, and then the top at the top. So when I go to cut this, I'm gonna have all those sewing machines in the right direction, so no matter which way it sits, it's gonna look like it's upright, not upside down or anything like that. So that is a key point when you're working with directional fabric, like the safari fabric there, as well as this sewing machine fabric here. So I just kind of wanted to show you two. This one didn't really matter because it was the quilted fabric and it was all over the place. But definitely this one here. Oh, she's got to leave. Bye, Pam. Uh-oh. See you later. Yeah, she was working on her binding for one of her grandkids' quilts, so I was very excited for her. She brought me over some orangey, peachy fabric that I can incorporate into some of our Halloween projects, or into our Halloween project. I think we're gonna cut that again over here. Didn't go all the way. There we go, I didn't have the right pressure. Hit the save and then choose to watch later. Oh, okay, yeah, you could do that. Oh, okay, I wasn't sure what she was meaning. Thanks, Helly. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, honey. She's such a lifesaver. I love Helly. Big hugs, Helly. Yeah, that should give us our 4. There we go. So our 4 little ones with our sewing machines upright. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 sides as I go around. I think that would be lovely. Okay, and then from there we need to make our little pouch or rectangle that's going to hold our beads, as well as be able to be attached in between our base and our triangles, and be able to give ourselves at least a 1/4 inch gap in between to give a little channel for that phone or tablet to sit in. Okay, so that's what we got going on there. Aw, I love you too. I wish we were closer. We'd hang out and cause all sorts of trouble, wouldn't we? Skinny dipping on the beach. Clothes, what clothes? Exactly. All right, so from here, we want to make sure we cut our, well, I have my base, which is a thicker fabric. You could also, like I said, there was some leathers and some pleathers and some denim and corduroy, some really funky drapery fabric that maybe adds a little bit of resistance as it's sitting on either, you know, a couch or whatever, you know, that fabric to fabric resistance. So that would help as well. Or if you want something that's like a waterproof base, you may want to use a leather or nylon covered, something that sort of thing to be able to sit on the counter or whatever to make sure it's not going to get wrecked. But so the other piece that we need to do is our front little bit right here, and it doesn't matter to me whether it's directional or not. It's just gonna be what it's gonna be. But I do kind of like the pinkies more than the blues. So I will go over here, and I need to cut at least a 5 by 6. So let's scoot this over here. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. There. And then we'll trim this up just a smidgy widge. 4 and 5. There we go. And then that piece there, oh, I like that. That piece there is going to be where our beans are going to sit. Who, me? If not, then who? There you go. Oh, okay, the PDF pattern. Okay, I thought you meant the pattern, not necessarily video, but then I wasn't sure. So, it's hard to interpret sometimes. Okay, so now we're going to sew all this together. We've done one here. We've done this one here. Let's show them off. You can see them. Okay. I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. We're gonna see 2 of these together. And then we'll sew 2 more together. Just make sure when your triangles, you're lining them up, they are directionally the way you want them to be and not one upside down or anything like that. So, okay, so there's a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Just putter on down. Okie dokie. That is clearly the end of my bobbin. Didn't like that at all. Okay, well, all right. We can be that kind. Be that with that kind of attitude. What do you think that's going to get you in life? Nowhere. All right, I'll load another bobbin. I'm sorry, I should have thought of this beforehand. Sorry to waste your time. Trim it and finish. I agree, Ellie. Exactly. Just comes with the package. Accept it and move on, man. Oh dear, I must be a scamp? I don't know. You'd have to ask my mom. I was the youngest, let's put it that way. The first to get a motorcycle's license. The first to move away. The first to get married besides my eldest sister. You know. I don't know, what would you call that? Trouble or ambitious? You decide. Come on, you. Don't make me put my old lady glasses on just to get to thread the needle. For Pete's sake, so there we go. Whew. All right, well, hold on, don't wrap around the foot. There we go, all right. Did I get all, I don't think I got all the way done on the end of that, so let's finish it off properly, because we don't want any compromise. Really, phone? Seriously? Hello, Claudette! How you doing today? We're sewing away, making trouble. Well, sort of. One of us is. That says it all, really. Probably does, doesn't it, Dad? Oh, my my nickname for my Twitch is the nickname my mom gave me as a kid, and she called me Looper all the time. She goes, because you're all over the place. You're here, you're there, you're loopy-loo, you're crazy, you're nuts, and that's how I got my nickname Looper. So, yeah, I guess I earned it. It is what it is. I wear it proudly. All right, come to the top as you were sewing those two pieces together, those two 2x2s, because we sew two together and then two together to make our nice little big triangle without any wonky little tips in between. So we'll 2 and 2 together and then put them up, and then we have our nice little peak. Isn't that beautiful? And no issues, no gaps, no stops, no nothing. If you sew the 2 to 2 together, I think it looks really quite nice. That's pretty, isn't it? That's a lovely, I think I may make that the front. What do you think with that pink sewing machine? I think that should be the front where the little pellet bag is. Hello, Diane, how are you? The rebel, I can see that, Sassalette. That's why I think we're 2 peas in a pod. I think I'll make that one. That one seems to be the prettiest. Yeah, I think so too, Pat. Yeah, I'll put the little bean bag there. Okay, so now we have the little section where we're gonna have to put our little beans in. Like I said, we're gonna go down all the way on one side, do a little back stitch because we don't want to lose our beads once they're in there, and then flip it over, and we're gonna leave a bit of a gap, at least a finger width, to be able to put our funnel in, okay, like this, so we can fill it up with our beads or whatever it is you're using. I'm using beads. So I'm just going to be able to sew down just a little bit here to stabilize that one section. That's what I'm going to be doing. I know, super cute, eh? I love the little sewing machines. All right, so move it up a bit, little back stitch, and then up. Okay, and then we're going to flip it. Was Mrs. Matheson? I was a top boy. Mr. Matheson. Okay, I got you. I'm sorry. Not Miss. I apologize. I read that wrong. Okay. And then we'll put the little blue within there in the front. There we go. That'll be nice. Okay. Now, since we decided this was going to be our front for the front of my cell phone holder, we're going to flip that this way so it can be the front. Line it up. We could either do a stitch now or line up our backing on top and do that stitch as one. So, I mean, it's completely up to you depending on how confident you are in your positioning of your fabric and how you want it to sit. Okay, I'm just trying to wiggle mine. You could, tweak it and whatever it is you need to do. Slip it under, go 1/4 inch from the edge. Start, sew 1/4 inch to the edge, stop. It is pretty material, isn't it, Sassalette? I picked it up in Calgary probably 4 years ago now. Wouldn't it be, Pop, when I went for my mom's 70th? And I went shopping with my nieces. No, it must have been 2 years, two or 3 years ago. I know I posted and we went shopping, and this was some of the fabric I got. So. And at the back end, opposite of where you just put that piece of fabric, I want to be able just to kind of come in on either side to make sure the corners get formed correctly and leave a gap to be able to stuff it, okay? And then we're just going to line up our 5 bit of fabric, tuck that little pouch in, make sure it's not getting caught, and then line it up and then sew down each side all the way. Try and use a tougher fabric or 2 of your main fabric, or using a stabilizer, whatever works for you to help with that. So some people were actually putting a little rock in each corner. I've read many little reviews of what was going on, for the, they put the beads in one or rocks in one and a couple of rocks in the back to help weigh it down. But, it seemed to be okay until it fell over there. Yeah. There we go. So it's kind of like a tent. This is like a little tent right now. Now we need to find our gap. Where's our gap? There we go. We'll pop our top out first. Hopefully I keep it all within the camera here. Sorry. Apologize. Can this be done on I wouldn't see why not, Betty. I don't see why not at all. There's no reason why I couldn't. No reason why I couldn't. And then poke those your little corners out because that's giving you your base. Okay. Here and there. And then we'll put beads in one of these, this pocket here. And we're going to stuff the rest. There we go. Isn't that cool? It's right there, Diane. Pop has it, or someone has it. And then we're just going to fill it up with some beads and sew that down. Oh, I forgot to do the channel first. Oops, hold on. Whoops. Alter. Got to do a channel first. And that helps it sit properly. Don't just stuff the whole section, or it doesn't really have a place to kind of balance. All right, so let's do a channel first. My mistake, sorry. Shiny objects. Yeah, I'm going to make quite a few of these for Christmas gifts. I think they're a great idea. Because then I know it's nice to be able to chat with my nieces and not have to worry, you know, that they're holding their phone or I'm holding my phone or whatever. So I think it'll be lovely. All right, there we go. There's our channel. Now we fill with beads. Awesome, Erlene. You were amazing. I knew you could do it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. All right, now we're going to fill. Oh, don't make a mess like I just did. They're a pain in the butt to clean up. Just kind of poke your little funnel, get it down. Just put as much as you think you need. You can use sand, like I said, walnut shells, whatever. I can't have the shell. I can't have anything of the nuts, so or I can't touch them at all. So that was not going to help me. So, but as much, I hope it helps other people though. You know, if they don't want the poly pellets. Okay, so fill it up where it needs to be. Clean up your mess as you go. Make sure it's even. Let's put our little pin beyond the poly pellets there, and we'll sew it down. You could easily whip stitch this closed, easily, without any problem whatsoever. I'm just doing it really machine fast. Next month, wonder if they was, I don't know, they might. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't, because people love not to have to hold on to their phone, like to watch things. A lot of, you know, if you're, especially baking and you're trying to follow a recipe or something like that, I could definitely use it 100 times so far in the kitchen. So, yeah, isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. Okay, now we're just going to stuff the bum. Make sure we stuff the bum. Yes, Maggie, you could use, right? Oh, definitely. Rice, even those clay pie forms, those sorts of things, they're little pellets of clay. You could use a couple of those. You know, easy peasy. Just think about it, right? And something that's a little bit weighted that you can put on the inside. And stuff all the way around it, sorry. Would be nice to use scented, oh, that's a good, like lavender. Oh, I like that, Nancy. That's a great idea. That would be lovely, especially like a little cinnamon and stuff, like for the Christmas present that Diane just, yeah. Make it, I don't know, well, fresh. Let's not go crazy here, Betty. Fresh kitty litter, maybe. Something small and grainy, like I'm sure you could definitely have the either sand shells or whatever. Sorry, sorry. I have a cat. It just made me immediately think about no bad cat litter. No. As you well know, Mr. Clive. There we go. Isn't that cutest? OMGzers. And then just seal it up. Pop it with a pin, seal it with a grin, and you got a great Christmas gift to give someone. Either this way or that way, chitty chatting, video chatting, watching a video, whatever the case may be. I know. Yeah, actually moisture, yeah, exactly. That's why I think maybe the shells and stuff. Oh, it's upside down, but still. Yeah, you need that channel. You need that channel to be able to sit that in there without too much of an issue, so it's not gonna go anywhere. So, you know, great for the kids to be able to watch a movie as they're stuck someplace. You can prop it up and not too much, and you know, it doesn't take a heck of a lot of space. You can squish one in the car. You know, you never know. Yeah, exactly, Lois, right? I could totally see that too. Bad kitty, bad. Does anybody have any questions about this weekend project? And was anybody really annoyed that it wasn't a video on demand at midnight and we're just doing it as a live stream today? I hope I didn't want to annoy anybody. I kind of got a little tuckered yesterday, but yeah, I'm going to make a few more. So that's only 4. That's only 4 ready to go. Looks great. You like it live? Well, thank you, Betty. I prefer live too, actually. It's less work for Pop. I always feel bad when he has to come home from work from doing like a 10 or 12-hour shift and he's got to come home and do like 2 hours of editing. So I feel bad. I always feel bad. So this is definitely my preferred way to do it. So, oh, thank you, Lois. Thank you, Sassalette. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Pauline. Well, thank you, Diane. Very appreciated. Thank you, Helly. Thank you, Anne. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. So, yeah, there's a few lovely patterns in this cute little booklet that Pam gave me when she went over to the UK. Lots of very much patterns we've come across, we've done, but, you know, sometimes with a little bit of a new twist on it. You know, I really like that one. I thought that was kind of fun because you don't have to do that angled piecing. You just square by square, straight edge by straight edge. I like that one. That seemed very modern, but almost like a Harlequin kind of twist to it. You know, these are just blocks, but you could definitely be doing them in a different way. That's like, you know, yeah, some very fun stuff. There's 40 modern quilt blocks, so you probably see a bit of that coming along. And hopefully we can share it, that's for sure. Sure. I like that one too, because it had a smaller 4 patch in the center than it did the outside. Yeah, we'll be live streaming tomorrow at 1. We'll be putting that quilt behind us together. Definitely. Anybody have any questions? Thank you, Claudette. Hello, Claire. Well, I want you to say hello too. Yeah, we're actually just tidying up. Thank you, Maggie. Well, oh, sorry. I missed what you said, Earlene. I'm sorry. I know you guys a lot. I'm praying for everybody down in Florida and Texas and all along the bottom coast of USA. I'm praying for everybody. No seam ripper today. I know, Sassalette. I'm glad you stayed up. It's like dark 30 for her. So, have a craft show. Well, make sure you watch the replay so you can enter the word to be, hopefully you get a chance to win. Get a chance to win the wick. Did anyone find the pattern for the prism quilt yet? I think they found... it was by the artist, Stacy. Hold on. I think they found it by the artist. I thought it had her name on here right up front, but clearly it doesn't. Just says, okay, sorry, Stacy Day. S-T-A-C-E-Y, Stacy Day, D-A-Y, Prism Quilt Kit. So apparently they didn't sell the pattern without the kit. So I don't know how much luck you're gonna have with that. So I didn't know Craftsy was gonna go mess everything else up for everybody else. So I blame them. They shouldn't have done what they did. We could have made them a lot of business, for Pete's sakes. Written it alone, blueprint only, had a kit. Oh, I'm sorry. It was a clearance. That's why I picked it up. I thought, oh, that's beautiful. It's bright. It's colorful. Let's pick it up. Let's do it as a project. So, yeah. Sorry. Just blow the cold wind, please. Oh, please. It's actually going to be a chilly weekend here. It is. We heard it's going to be chilly, so we expect the temperature to drop. Is she selling the pattern kit? Look at her site, and she wasn't. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. Because it would have been fun to do again, for sure. In different, like my own scrappy collection, right? In different mixes and matches. Like I said about the crumb section and the solid color and a crumb section of fabrics. You know, make it really super scrappy, unique, sort of, you know, almost like a circus of scrappy. So, yeah, I think so too. Very different. All right, well, if there's no major questions, and we will see everybody tomorrow at 1 p.m. where we continue putting that together. And thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you hanging out for another bit of live stream time with the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop. Oh my gosh, there's pellets everywhere. See you tomorrow. Big hugs. Thanks, everybody. Thank you very much. And thanks for coming by and visiting us this morning there, Pam. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you. And Clive and Sophie loved it. Bye.